Hi, this is a demo of the Akemona system to show the issuance of securities. Akemona has extensive capabilities for the issuance of digital securities and utility tokens. The key benefit of this system is a reduction in the cost of raising capital, higher efficiency of transactions, and transparency for the transacting parties. Most importantly, the speed and finality of settlement reduce the counterparty risk. During this presentation, we will cover certain parts of the tokenization process. It is impossible to cover everything in less than 20 minutes. Shall we start? The Akemona platform is a tokenization platform for real-world assets. Before we show you the demo, here is a quick overview of its capabilities. Next, we will preview what we are going to cover in the demo. Here are its capabilities in traditional finance cases, also known as TradFi. We do not have the time to go over each capability in detail. What's the tokenization process? It starts with prepare offering, and continues with tokenize offering, receive orders, distribute tokens, and service tokens. During the demo, we are going to cover how we prepare an offering. The preparation of an offering involves recording terms and conditions for creating tokens. Next, we will tokenize the offering, which means we will file regulatory disclosures. After that, our system automatically generates a smart contract and links the contract with the offering. Next, we receive orders from investors. We perform KYC/AML on them. And finally, we distribute tokens to investors. As soon as the issuer has created an account, they will land on this page. The issuer has to select a governing regulation because all tokenization is done under one of the governing regulations of the SEC. The governing regulation is selected here. We have got Regulation D, Regulation Crowdfunding, Regulation A, Tier 1, Investment Companies 1940 Act, and Other. The offering type of Other is a catch-all type to cover the remaining regulations. So if we don't have any regulation configured, the issuer can select Other and we can configure a new regulation. We will just press the Save and Continue button here and start creating an offering. As I'm taking you through these screens, keep in mind that this is a demo and there are a lot of fields and forms that have already been filled out in advance to save time. So here is Confirm Eligibility. I'll quickly click Save and Continue. Then comes Conviction Disbarment. The issuer has to say no to all the options and press the Save and Continue button. And that completes the initial eligibility. Next, the issuer may describe team members, founders, leaders, and advisors. The next screen is Principal Security Holders. This screen is filled out in advance to save time. The Issuer Information screen accepts basic information about the issuer. We have a Co-Issuer Information worksheet and the Offering Information worksheet. On the Term Sheet screen, the issuer can specify the terms and conditions, for example, equity or debt, the minimum offering amount, the maximum offering amount, if it's a min-max kind of offering, and all the term sheet related stuff. Here we press Save and Continue again. Next, Offering Terms, Save and Continue. Then we have Transaction Execution and Cancellation. This is something that the issuer must accept. Enter business tagline, enter the purpose of the offering. The issuer can add a link to a video. We will click on Save and Continue. Next, the issuer can describe products and services. Save and Continue. After that, the issuer may upload a company banner. This is optional. The issuer can click here to skip this page, but we have already uploaded a banner picture for a real estate offering. Let's press Save and Continue. On this page, the issuer may upload an offering image. Save and Continue. Business plan. Save and Continue. Risk factors. Risk factors are required under SEC regulations. Save and Continue. Use of proceeds of this offering. How are the proceeds going to be used? And then the issuer must give an itemized description of how the proceeds of the offering are going to be used. Again, Save and Continue. Issuer's outstanding securities. If there are any outstanding securities, those securities have to be described here. Valuation methodology needs to be described, and if there is any issuer indebtedness, that must be disclosed here. Exempt offerings conducted, operating history, financial standing, and the financial statements are required to be disclosed. These are generally regulatory required documents. If there is a conflict of interest or related party transactions, those related party transactions must be disclosed. We press Save and Continue. Then we require Edgar filer information because we will be filing all the disclosures with Edgar on behalf of the issuer. So we ask the issuer to fill out this Edgar filer information, save and continue again. Transfer agent. There must be a transfer agent. or the issuer could be their own transfer agent, any other material information, offering memorandum. We can automatically generate an offering memorandum based on the disclosures. Alternatively, the issuer can upload an offering memorandum. In this case, the issuer has uploaded the offering memorandum. Subscription agreement. The issuer has uploaded a subscription agreement here. Then the system presents the filing agent agreement. The issuer has to provide its consent for filing Edgar documents on their behalf. So, we press accept and continue. Same with the transfer agent agreement, accept and continue. And now we land on the page with the review offering application heading. The issuer has to confirm that they reviewed the disclosed information and certify that the information is complete and accurate. Press the submit button, and this is the final screen. The issuer will sign the screen. John Doe. If needed, additional signatories could be added. Additional signatories include all persons who need to approve this offering before it is submitted to Akemona. I'll just fill it out and add one signatory. I'll remove the other 2 blank rows, and that's it. Now let's press the submit button. Now the offering is submitted to Akemona. After it is submitted, the issuer cannot edit this offering. Akemona is going to review and tokenize this offering. Once it is tokenized, it will be listed and the investors will be able to buy tokens in this offering. Let's recap. An issuer just created an offering and submitted that offering to Akemona. Now we are going to tokenize the offering. Here is the offering. Now I'm in the admin portal. The admin portal is generally accessed by the lead manager, so every offering needs to have a lead manager. The lead manager is the central point of coordination for all activities related to the offering. So in this segment, I'm giving this demo as a lead manager. Here is the offering that the issuer has just submitted. We're going to tokenize this offering. So, the first step is to approve the offering. Before approving the offering, the lead manager will do some due diligence. Here's the offering. The offering has not yet been listed. We can go through the offering and review the disclosures provided by the issuer, Silicon Valley Properties. After due diligence and required approvals, the lead manager or an administrator will approve the offering. Let's check the offering. We have already approved it in advance to save time. The next step is to create an on-chain escrow account. In this case, here is Silicon Valley Properties. We have already created an escrow account or wallet on the blockchain. This is an on-chain escrow. The next step is to file Edgar. File Edgar is here. Silicon Valley Properties. Press continue. And here the filing has already been completed. You can see Silicon Valley Properties linked to Edgar. Here is the link to Edgar. It is saying filed with SEC, so that's the status of the offering. We now need to start creating a smart contract. To generate a smart contract, I'll select the offering and start deploying the smart contract. This is the set of smart contracts that will tokenize the offering. So here is Silicon Valley Properties. The first step is to deploy a whitelist. Click here, deploy whitelist. We need to connect to the blockchain to create a whitelist. So press connect now. Next, connect, and then we need to sign the message. Sign it and confirm. Now I'm connected. And here's the whitelist being deployed on the blockchain. It can sometimes take up to 5 to 10 minutes. Well, the contract deployed successfully. Perfect. Now, here's the information about the smart asset contract and the offering. We are going to deploy a smart contract. Before we deploy the smart contract, let's set up a custom URL for our offering. Our URL will be Silicon Valley, and the token prefix is SIL. And here is the full token name. Let's remember this name or code, because this is the token that is going to be created. When investors receive tokens in their wallet, this will be the token name. Let's deploy the smart contract, and this is the market rate of gas for deploying the contract on the blockchain. Let's make it aggressive so that the smart contract is quickly deployed. Confirm. Now, a smart contract is being deployed. After it is deployed, our system will automatically link the smart contract to the offering. We can see all the details of the smart contract. So basically, the offering and the smart contract are tightly linked. All the information about the offering is contained in the smart contract. Here we go. Here is the contract address. This is the contract owner. Of course, this is the wallet. And here is the ERC20 token, or the address of the ERC20 token. This is the name, and here is the address. At this point, we are all set. We can list this offering, but we will do one more step. We will deploy some NFTs too. Here are the NFT screens. As you can see, we have already filled out the data. Here is a picture. We can add a video or an image here, the token name, the house numbers, the share type, and ownership. All this metadata is filled in. Let's save it. Now we will deploy the smart contract to create 10 NFTs, which is the maximum supply. Let's deploy the NFT contract. It invokes MetaMask. We confirm that. It is now deploying the contract. It's deployed successfully. Quick recap, we have done a lot of activities related to tokenization. We reviewed the offering, we performed due diligence or a reasonable review on the offering. After that, we approved the offering, we set up an on-chain escrow. We filed regulatory disclosures with Edgar. After that, we created this smart contract and then we created NFTs. Now we are ready to list the offering. Listing the offering means the offering will become visible to investors. The issuer or the lead manager can invite investors. So let's get ready to list the offering. Here is the button Approve Listing. After we approve the listing, it will appear as a Regulation D offering on the portal. It will appear as Silicon Valley Properties. Investors can visit the digital asset marketplace and invest in the offering or buy tokens. Approve listing, and here is the Silicon Valley offering. This is going to be the URL. Now, we will approve the listing. Voila, the offering has been listed. Now, as an investor, I'll visit the Akemona-dev2.com portal. And here is the investor portal. The Silicon Valley Properties offering is right here. The maximum goal of the offering is $50 million. The terms and conditions defined by the issuer are here. The information about the offering, Edgar linked to Edgar documents and risk factors. In the interest of time, we had filled all entries as tests. So, you'll notice the test printed everywhere on this page. So now the offering has been tokenized, and now the next step is for investors to come in and make investments. After the offering is listed, the lead manager and the issuer invite investors to make investments. They send an email to investors. There has to be some targeted marketing. Investors will create an account on the investor portal. After creating an account, they will land here on this page. The important point to note is that this page will be visible only to accredited investors if it is a Regulation D offering. If it is a Regulation CF offering, then it will be visible to the public. If an offering is created under 144A for institutional investors, it will be visible only to institutional investors. So all those controls can be established on this page, and the investors, when they land on this page, can review the offering. Here is the offering. The issuer has added some videos also. Here's another video, and here's all the information about the offering. Here is the NFT which the issuer had created, and here is the information about the NFTs. Details of the property, house number, share type, ownership, contract address, token standard, and blockchain. This is the NFT we created based on the specifications provided by the issuer. Now we are going to invest as the investor. I'm acting as an investor. So we are going to click the Invest Now button. Here I land on the investment page. The minimum investment is $10,000. Here is the price of a token as $1. I'm going to add the investment amount as $20,000 or $20,000. Then, I have to accept the cancellation policy. I have to review and accept the subscription agreement and all that information. Yes, I confirm all of the above. For KYC AML, I need to enter my social security number, entered social security number. Now I have to make the payment. I can make payment using a credit card, ACH, or wire transfer. I can also pay using USDC stablecoin. In this case, I cannot use a credit card because the amount is $20,000, so the investor must use ACH or wire transfer. But instead of ACH or wire transfer, we can also pay with USDC. Let's click here on Pay with USDC stablecoin and wallet. I've got enough USDC in my wallet, pay with USDC stablecoin. I click on this button and it brings up a screen, approve a spend of $20,000 from your wallet. Yes. Press continue, MetaMask comes up. The maximum is $20,000, so that is correct. Next, I will make it aggressive so that it processes faster. I'm going to approve a payment of $20,000 from my wallet. Click on approve, and now it is going on the blockchain, and we need to keep this window open until the transaction is completed. Okay, the transaction has been completed. Now I can view the dashboard or log out. Let's look at the dashboard. Click here on the dashboard. Here is the wallet address and the offering. This is my wallet. Here are the offering details of Silicon Valley Properties. The purchase order is today. The purchase price per token is here, $1. The number of tokens purchased is 20,000, and the investment amount is 20,000. So now the investment is processing. Once the investment is confirmed, the tokens will be distributed by the lead manager. Those tokens will be securities. Let's recap. Investors have now made investments, and the next step is that we want to distribute tokens to them. which means that we need to perform KYC AML on the investors and then finally approve their investments. We perform KYC AML through our partners. We click here, Approve Investments, select Silicon Valley Properties here, and here's the investor, 20,000, and first, we are going to whitelist the investment. So just click on the Add button. It will be added to the whitelist on the blockchain. This means that the MetaMask wallet is going to pop up, and I'm going to confirm. So now, on the blockchain, this $20,000 investment and this wallet address are going to be added to the whitelist. Now it has been added. It says, whitelisted yes and suspicious no. That means the KYC AML has been completed. Now we are going to approve it and distribute the tokens to the investor. Press approve, and once again MetaMask comes up. I'm going to approve this investment. Confirmed. This approval will be recorded on the blockchain. It is approved. There is an investor's dashboard. When the investment is approved and tokens are distributed, the investor receives an email. The investor goes to their dashboard and checks their dashboard. They see that the investment of 20,000. Here, the status is confirmed. So, the investment has been confirmed. Now, the investor may want to see their investment in their wallet. Yes, certainly they can see it in their wallet. They need to click here. Here's the information. Click Add Token to Wallet. Success. The token has been added to the wallet. Let's get into the wallet. And we go to the wallet and click here Tokens, and here is SIL23101AE. This is the token number that we had created when we had tokenized the offering. And here it says 20,000. 20,000 of these tokens are in the wallet. We hope this demo conveys what you are looking for. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact Akemona at support@akemona.com. Thank you very much.